when life gets you down, buy some records. Kick it. Hey, thanks for clicking on this video. Thanks for all of you that like and subscribe and comment and all that in the various Facebook groups I post to, or of course here on YouTube. What we're going to do is really want people, especially now it's winter, so it's a lot colder depending on where you live in the United States. We live in the northern half. It's really cold. People aren't going out as much. Any shop owner will tell you, it's a slow part of the year after the holidays. So what I really want to do is try to get people to support local independent record stores. Now, of course, we have our phones. We could just easily order off of Discogs, eBay, Amazon, Walmart, online. It's so easy. But right now, let's just make it a point. It's not record store day. It's not near Black Friday record store day. Those are the two big holidays that everyone floods to their local independent store. Let's just make it a point today. The vinyl community, sometime soon, pick your favorite independent local record store and go and drop $100. It's the $100 challenge. Before we get to what I bought with my $100 and which store I picked, I'm going to show you some of the new vinyl. I just bought these two new things. This was off of eBay, but it was from a record store that posts, some of their, I don't know if it's just unsold stuff for a while on eBay or some of their new releases. Obviously not every place. Boy, am I having the world's hardest time opening a simple shrink wrap. Obviously for some of you it's a little harder. You may have to drive 3 or 4 hours. Hey, grab a buddy and do a road trip. Why not, Spend some time with those that you care about or just met. Who knows, who cares? For me, it's pretty easy. I am spoiled in an area just living right outside Chicago. Chicago has like about 8 to 10 great record stores out here in burbs. We have a few good ones. You go further out, there's a few more. So it is easier for people like me that live in an area that there are lots of record stores. Go, hey, support your local record store. But really, they're all over the place, all over the world really nowadays. So you could easily find something. Go by plane, train, or automobile and get yourself some records. So I bought this Green Day BBC sessions from 1994 to 2001, whenever they were at the old BBC. They recorded some live songs. 2000 Light Years Away, I love that one. She, When I Come Around, of course, those would be the earlier big hits up until Hitchin' a Ride, Minority, Waiting. So nothing from American Idiot, which is, I really love that one. But a good like 6.5, 7 year period of live songs here. I've not looked at this yet, so I guess it's 2 albums. I know there were color vinyl versions. I think they were more obviously, and some people like exclusively to go for color variants. It's music, just music. So unless I'm trying to really collect the rarest of the rare, or this variant. I just wanted the black vinyl because it was cheaper. And it looks like it's got 2 albums here. The packaging, it's gatefold. So it kind of, I guess, is the story of, written by this guy Steve Lamacq or somebody. He just tells the story probably of them appearing in the studio. So it's good. I'm a big Green Day fan. I like that poppy rock, punk pop, catchy stuff. It's good stuff. I used to be a DJ, so I like my records DJ style, where they just come right out. Of course, I put them in an outside sleeve anyway, but it's the thought that counts. Boy, these paper sleeves are cheap. Come on, Green Day, couldn't you afford better paper sleeves? So the second purchase, I believe this is Rufus Wainwright's 7th album, Out of the Game. Came out a little while ago. I bought it instantly on CD. I believe it's about 10 years old now. How time flies. I have it on CD. And I liked it a lot. I really like his Want 1 and Want 2 albums. And then stuff after that has been like, I like it, but I don't love it. So if I like something, I'll just purchase it on CD. It's a lot cheaper. And this, I liked it a lot. So I gladly purchased it on vinyl. But hey, what did you buy? This whole video is supposed to be about you spending $100 at your local independent record shop. What did you get? Well, here's what I got. So I went to Reckless. Those in the Chicago area know that Reckless has been around a long time. I used to go to the old Wicker Park location on North Avenue, just west of Damon, for a long time. And then they expanded, and then they expanded some more. Now they have 3 locations. I felt bad for the location in the Loop. That's their smallest location, but I heard they actually do well at that location. It's their smallest one. It's in the Loop. It's in our downtown Chicago area. If you've ever been to downtown Chicago, you know it pretty much closes at like 7 p.m. There's really not a lot of hangout or any places to eat. You have to go into the other areas of the city. I was in town anyway to go skating that night, so before ice skating, what better thing to do than to buy some records? So on my little $100 challenge, what did I get? Well, I'll tell you, I got some CDs, because used CDs are going for like $2 or $3, which is awesome. And I looked, last year the big news was that vinyl was the leading selling format. You know, for 2021 was the first time in a long time that vinyl outsold CDs in physical format. And vinyl sold like 41, I think, 0.3 million. But to me, the big story was CDs just right behind it at 40 million. Who's buying 40 million CDs? I mean, I'm purchasing a lot of used things. I don't know if used things count in that whole how they calculate stuff like that. If you know, let me know in the comments below, because I would think it would only be the new items is what they would keep track of. I don't know. But anyway, 40 million units sold CD, that is not bad at all. So Brian, what good music did you buy at this independent record store? I have every Cheap Trick album, and I used to have this on cassette tape, and I'm trying to get everything on CD as well, just because Cheap Trick's my favorite band and I love them. So this is from 1988. This is the one with the Flame on it. Of course, Cheap Trick fans are like, oh, the Flame, man, that's not really their song, it's a slow song, it sucks. There's other groups of Cheap Trick fans are like, hey, they've had a lot of slow songs, so it's not like this one was way out of the blue, even though it was kind of written, you know, for them and all that stuff. So I like the Flame. I think Robin Zander's a great vocalist. He does a great job on those. I mean, that's some high notes up there for him. So it's a great one. It's not obviously their best in the 80s. You know, they were good. They were great sometimes and good sometimes, and then great and perfect and excellent other times. Cheap Trick's had a long career, but this is Lap of Luxury on CD. Got that used. Also, I was in a Facebook group, a heavy metal group, and people were talking about bands. I forget how Queensryche came up, but I was saying that I really liked everything kind of before Empire, because after Empire, just started not really listening to them anymore. There's a lot of other music I was enjoying. Someone's like, no, you should check out later Queensryche. So I bought American Soldier. This was like $2. So this is a perfect example of what you buy on CDs. You still want to buy used CDs. $2, I get to check out this whole thing. And then I don't have to pay like whatever the crazy amount is for a vinyl of it. A record of it would be a lot more, obviously. So this came out 2009, I want to say. It's like they talked to a bunch of people in the armed services, and they got the perspective of what it is to be an American soldier, I guess. I did listen to this whole thing all the way through. It was good. It had some parts, but to me it didn't really hold as much weight as some of the classic Queensryche stuff. The older stuff just had the riffs and the powerful drumming, and Jeff Tate sounds great, but it's just kind of like eh. I also bought another one of them, their stuff, Here in the Now Frontier, around the same time, I believe. I haven't listened to this one at all. I'm hoping this is a little better than American Soldier, but again, you buy used CDs, you can't go wrong. It's only a few bucks. For $8.99, I bought Fugazi Instrument. I think it's like a documentary on the long-running punk band Fugazi. I have a lot of respect for them. I love their early stuff, the 3 songs EP. Love their songs like Waiting Room, stuff, early stuff like that. It was good stuff. So this is a look on the band. I went to see them. They played a skating rink, like a roller rink, in 95, 94, 96, sometime here in Chicago. They played with Shellac, Steve Albini project. So this is, I've always respect the fact that they go out of their way to make their music cheaper than other music, like always affordable. And when they played live concerts for a long time, it was always $5. They would go out of their way to not use Ticketmaster and not play big corporate clubs and all that stuff, is to look for good spaces or halls where they could hold their shows. And that's got to be a pain, because it's so easy for a group to say, yeah, let's just go on tour, and then agencies take care of it and stuff. And I could rant about how much I hate Ticketmaster. like crazy. But do I use them? Yeah. It's like a monopoly, unfortunately. Like they used to print off the ticket, then mail you the ticket. Okay. No, you're not doing any of that anymore. It's just going to my phone and I'm showing some dude at the front door like, hey, here's my ticket. Like, you're not really? Lower those fees, jerks. I'm going to call this video I Hate Ticketmaster. Anyway, I'm anxious to learn a little about the band here. Instrument, a film video. Shot over 10 years, 87 to 97. It's about 2 hours long, so looking forward to checking that out. Now, record-wise, what did you buy record-wise? Ministry. I think this is their 15th record. I followed them ever since the late 80s. So they were just starting to get, into stuff like over the shoulder, Twitch, and starting to get a little harder. And then, of course, I went back and I got With Sympathy, which I like that one. I know Al Jolson, was like ashamed of his, early pop sellout years, you might say, but I think it's all a nice big musical cake. But obviously, the last 30 years, it's been like the same machine gun, heavy metal riffs over somewhat sounds like computer electronic drums, but sometimes it is like acoustic drum set, but really fast, hard driving beats. It could be same old, same old. However, this album has a little more that stands out to me. So I did listen to almost all of it. I listened to it. Someone uploaded on YouTube for free. But I liked it enough that I went out and bought it. And this is green vinyl, limited to 1,650. And this cost me $24. So I'm pretty happy with what I heard on the YouTube. And I will gladly take it out of its shrink wrap soon and play it, spin it, have a good time, thrash around the room, headbang, all that fun stuff. Another record I bought, this one was $20, Strike Under, is the original Wax Trax. Wax Trax used to put out Ministry, Revolting Cocks, Laybach, Front 242, the list goes on and on. If you like industrial music, Wax Trax. There's an awesome movie about Wax Trax, came out not too long ago. Anyway, their first release was this punk band from Chicago called Strike Under. It had people from Naked Raygun, Effigies, Pegboy. So it's like, the who's who in punk way back when they put out this album here. David Bowie, $28. David Bowie, Low. I've always heard this is a 180 gram version. I always heard this was like one of his iconic albums. I'm a fan of his. I actually really like that last album he did, right, as he passed. I have his hits on CD, so I know a lot of the, hit songs and all that. I grew up with the cassette of Ziggy Stardust, Spiders from Mars, so I knew all that album front to back, and so I'm glad to learn Low. Low is supposed to be, I guess, one of his more iconic ones, so I have it up on vinyl. Low, Mr. David Bowie. His birthday was the same birthday as Elvis's birthday. And did you ever see David Bowie and Elvis in the same room at the same time? Could be the same person. Last but not least, for like $15, I got Mcgowan. He's the singer and a lead guitar player from Superchunk. Superchunk's one of my favorite bands. When you think of 90s indie alternative bands that did it themselves on their own little independent label merge, you think of Superchunk. However, you should not just think of them as an indie band from the 90s. They have continued on and keep putting out great record after great record. If you like guitar-driven rock, sometimes light, sometimes a little and heavy, you can almost kind of call it punk at times. It is catchy, great stuff. Superchunk. If you've never checked out Superchunk, go check out Superchunk. They're still, I think they're putting out a new album this month or soon after. They've put out tons of records, and they just keep going, and they're good. They're a damn good band. So this is one of his I think he's had 2 solo releases, and this is one of them. This is The Sound of Yourself. And it's limited edition, pink and orange swirl. Ooh, my favorite ice cream colors. I don't know. Why do people get into colored vinyl? It's kind of crazy. But he's got a lot of people contribute to this thing. I heard it's pretty light, so it's not as heavy as Superchunk gets at times. I don't know. It's got a nice sound to it, his voice. Twangy, I guess is the wrong word. It's one of those voices that you think is slightly off-key, but it's not. It fits the music. It's perfect. Kind of like, off-key, like Neil Young. He doesn't sound anything like Neil Young, but I'm just saying like how Neil Young is kind of like, does that sound right? But it fits. It fits for what it's supposed to do. I guess he would be like the indie rock version of Neil Young. So it's on Merge Records. Came out last year, 2021, on vinyl. and I'm anxious to spin this. Add all that stuff up, and I actually spent $105 before taxes, but hey, I'm just calling this the $100 challenge. Go out to your local record store, talk to the owner, hang out. I know it's winter, everyone's got the blues, but let's go out. Let's forget the apps and the computer and the internet for a while. Just go to your local record store, drop $100. They will appreciate it a lot. And hey, let me know what you got for that on the comments below. Thanks for watching.